There's a bear ahead. He's moving around. I think I'm done. There you go. We're in Radium Hot Springs, British Columbia in Canada.
Stay with us for more on wildlife, hot springs, and hiking.
We stick around to the end to see one of the most beautiful places we've ever been, Marble Canyon. We stayed in Radium for our visit to Kootenay National Park. We passed through a wildlife crossing that they were building. That's quite a view when you come out.
Yeah.
Our first stop was at the Kootenay National Park Visitor Center. We bought our season passes for all the Canada parks and downloaded the Parks Canada app. Be sure to start the auto tour before you enter the national park because there's no internet connection once you enter. There were quiet times on the auto tour, and when we reached a certain GPS location, it would start talking again. We're in Invermere, British Columbia.
Lake Windermere.
Okay.
That's what.
There's a bear ahead. He's moving around. I think I'm done. There he goes.
Yeah.
The Legacy Trail runs between Invermere and Fairmont Hot Springs. Invermere section is much more hilly. Starting in Fairmont is a much easier ride. We entered Kootenay National Park through Sinclair Canyon. Which way do we go? We descended down into Sinclair Gorge to see the falls. Hear the waterfall. We're still going down. We started out up there. Now we're going down to down there. It's early June and the creek is running pretty high, so it was difficult to get around the corner to see the waterfall. Now that's a view. Sinclair Canyon viewpoint. There's a short walking path around Olive Lake and a picnic area, noted for its olive green color. This is the Kootenay Valley, and we're at the viewpoint parking lot. They have bighorn sheep here and grizzlies. We did get to see our first grizzly bear as we were driving along the road. I didn't get a picture, but I did get a picture of the black bear. There were fences all along the road to protect the wildlife from getting into traffic and getting hit. And there's entrances into the wildlife habitat if you go through the gate. We're at the Simpson River Trail. You can see where the fires hit in 2003. This valley has the highest incidence of lightning strikes and fires. We go across the bridge now. Gotta clean my boots off. They're pretty dusty anyway. They don't want us introducing seeds from other places that we've hiked. You can see where the fire was here. And all through the valley, there's trees that are... I'm a little hesitant today because we just passed a bear. But we'll go for a while and see what we think. The bears like this area because of the dandelions. And according to the audio tour, the bears go through and just eat them all like lawnmowers.
These rivers like this, it's almost like by Mount Rainier.
Dog Lake East Kootenay Trail. One of the least visited national parks in the Canadian Rockies is Kootenay National Park. We had to cross 2 bridges to get across the river because the flow of the river was so high. Is this crazy? Amazing? I don't want to drop my camera in the water. Still going across the bridge. Heading to Dog Lake. This bench was a long ways down. Getting up's going to be a bear. Actually, we got to the top of the hike. Now we're heading down to Dog Lake. We had planned to hike around Dog Lake, but that trailhead was closed, so we opted to climb the hill. It was a pretty good climb. Back to the sitting chair.
Time for a sit down. If I can get down that low and get back up, I'll be good. Ah, I made it. We're on our way home.
We did our 5 miles today.
Top of the Kootenay.
The Kootenay. This thing's kind of wobbly.
It's a big bridge in Canada.
Yeah. And tomorrow we'll do the hot springs.
Yep.
Can you use the hot springs?
You can use the hot springs, man. It's gonna feel good.
Got some fine dining going on here. A whole group of ewes of bighorn sheep live in this area. We stayed at Riverside Campground because most of the provincial parks weren't open yet, and the Riverside Campground only has 35 sites. It's just 3 kilometers from town, and unfortunately we weren't able to get a reservation there. But this wasn't living too bad. Mike enjoyed the gym, but I prefer to use my own weights at home. We could play some shuffleboard. Whoa. We're not usually big on resorts, but this worked out fine, and it was in the low season even though it was June. This is our camp spot. We had visitors that would come and sit with us when we were reading in the afternoons. Next stop, Radium Hot Springs. I think this is the cold pool. We arrived early in the morning, well, 9 o'clock, to avoid the crowds. There was a big parking lot at Paint Pots Trail, so we could park our trailer while we took this hike on our way to Banff. Was he placed here for our viewing entertainment? We're on the way to the Paint Pots. We just passed a bear, but he was busy eating.
And people in the park?
The water is such a beautiful aquamarine. Mike's leaving and he has the bear spray. Guess I better get going. Oh, in a minute. It was an easy 1 kilometer walk to the 3 iron-rich mineral springs that stain the surrounding earth.
Just gonna get her war paint on.
I'll just put it on my meat. Draw your pictures.
Look at that.
You could tell it was a brand new boardwalk through the Paint Pots. And there was plenty of evidence of the mining history here. Don't want to fall in there. I better pay attention.
No.
It'll be a mess. Next stop, Marble Canyon. Wow. This is beautiful. It's cold. Yeah. This valley was carved out by a couple of glaciers. The smaller one carved out this area. Wow. The trail connects 7 bridges across the canyon. An easy walk of 1 kilometer each way. It ended with this fabulous waterfall.
The pictures just don't do it justice. Canada places red chairs in all their national parks.
We found the red chairs.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That one looks like it's peeing.
Oh, yeah.
There's ice.
Over there.
Oh yeah, there's ice in there.
Pretty cold up here.
This is awesome. This is Stanley Glacier. There's a 5-mile loop you can hike up in there. I'm in Alberta.
I'm in British Columbia. We're on the Continental Divide.
The Continental Divide. So now I'll go to British Columbia.
Oh, it's coming over to visit me.
Now you go to Alberta.
Okay, it's like a long trip. Oh, I made it.
British Columbia and Alberta, the Continental Divide. So where are we going next in our next video?
We're going to be heading towards Canmore, Alberta, at Bow Valley Campground.